nothing but love, honestly. Everyone's super excited about it. There was a guy who was on our Instagram who literally messaged the other day saying like his countdown of how many days till Doll Fest, which is just, it's super incredible.
Rob Ruckus,
Nick Collins,
Kate Clover,
Keith Semple,
Isaiah Mitchell,
Billy Harvey, Tim Howard. Check it out, Almost Famous Magazine.
Hey everyone, welcome back to The Hang right here on Almost Famous Magazine. I'm your host, Scott Saldinger. Thanks so much for joining us. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different. Usually we're here with bands talking about their latest releases, their origin stories, all of that other great stuff. But we've got some special guests today that I'm going to get to in a moment. So stick with us. If you are new to the podcast, please, you know what to do. Help us, help everyone who appears. Subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment, especially today you're going to want to, and share this with your friends. Also, if you prefer not to see this gorgeous face every week, feel free to take it on the go. You can take The Hang with you wherever you get your podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more. We're super excited today. I'm thrilled to announce that The Hang is working with Doll Fest for their 2026 festivals, bringing you episodes with many of the bands appearing this year. So joining me are founder Maria Chaos and general manager / art director Freya Hausman of Doll Fest. And we're going to talk everything Doll Fest for 2026. So get ready to hear about the bands, hear about the festivals, and everything you can do to help support this amazing, amazing group. Maria and Freya, welcome to The Hang.
Thank you. I was serious. You should have also said that Freya's the person who tells Maria no.
Also, my
For
last
the
name
record.
changed.
Oh, well, okay. What's your new last name?
My last name is Yamamoto.
She got married last year.
This year. I got married this year in February.
This year.
I got married this year in February.
You know what that means?
Our copy's probably
Website
out of
upgrade.
date on.
Website update, because I go to
click.
where I can. Yeah, I go to where I can find the information. So, Mazel Tov on your wedding.
Thank you.
Let's get into Doll Fest. Let's start at the beginning, though, right? Because we kind of found each other a little bit by accident, and now we're super excited to be part of what you're doing this year, and hopefully,
Thank you.
as you continue to grow. So, tell everybody watching about Doll Fest, what it's all about, how it started, and the history up till now, and then we'll riff off from there.
Yeah, I could probably start that. I'm going to try to keep this a little bit short because I could go on and on and on about this. Doll Fest started just
All the
me
time in the world.
continuous. Yeah. Well, I talk a lot. You don't want to test those waters. Trust me. I have to cut myself off. Anyway, so several years ago, I was always going to shows, always going to music festivals, both, regionally as well as internationally, and would continuously see a lot of these like specific demographics. I'm just going to say it, older white men, older white punks saying like, hey, let's get some more representation on stage. Yep, you're one of them, Scott. Thank you for pointing that out.
That's why I showed up today. Other than that, I'm useless.
And I used to see them, getting up on stage saying, we needed more diversity on stage. And then, I'd look at the audience and look at them, and then these lineups that they would continuously, like it was always like on a repeat. Like there's a handful of bands even to this day that it's like, oh, look at, they're playing with the same two bands again, the same three bands again. And they're all older white man punks. And the most diverse part of these, fests or these shows is the audience. And I said, you know what? I want to do something different. I want to put something together. I was working on another music festival where that was, sort of also like the main, definitely like one of the main things that I wanted to bring to that, writing a mission statement for that specific festival about how more diversity is like needed, especially in like the punk scene, the music scene, just in general. And anyway, I left that to start Doll Fest, and I said, I want to do an all femme-fronted, but not only just femme-fronted, but an all femme-owned and operated music festival, because not to say that like other festivals aren't like that, but that was just something that I wanted to do. And I was able to get linked up with a few people out in the Bay Area, Freya actually messaged us on Instagram and said, I'd really like to be involved. And that's sort of how it all started, was, over a year ago. And then at one point, we're signing an LLC together, and it's been seriously like the greatest experience of being able to work with her, both the teammates of, current teams, as well as the past folks who've been on this. We just have this really incredible support for all these events because we really want to focus on marginalized voices. And so I try to also put a lot of priority with folks of, BIPOC communities, the trans communities, the queer communities all over, and also just try to make sure that as someone who is very white passing, it's also very known that that is much of what I try to put my focus on. Not to say that anyone else who is femme-fronted is not as deserving as a stage presence, but right now at this time and this stage of our lives, there is nothing more than what the administration wants nothing more than to erase all of these marginalized voices in general. So I am, trying to build this community, sort of this like little unofficial army of community to try to say that, we're not going anywhere, and fuck you, we're here, deal with it.
Love it. So it's not just, let's go back to last year. You said events.
Mm-hmm.
So what were the events that you did last year that leads up to, I think you got 3 festivals this year?
2. Well,
2?
yeah, 2026 we have 2. Maybe there's a third one. Watch out for the Instagram for any event announcements. But we actually did our first extension on November 1st earlier this year, called the Femmes Are Giving, where we were able to raise some money for Lion Martin, which is a local organization that helps out just anybody who needs help for free or like low cost. That's right.
Fran? Yeah. They especially do a lot of queer and trans gender care and stuff like that, specifically a lot. But yeah, they're really great. My wife uses them still. But yeah, they're really awesome and great to support. So
yeah, so we were able to raise money, and also what was really cool is that our headliner was Frightwig, who are these, like local, queens of punk of San Francisco, and both the 2 founding members actually both used to go there when they were younger. They were like, yeah, I went there when I was like 17, 18, 19. So that was, I thought, super cool that, it all was this like amazing full circle of, support and love. And it was such an incredible event. It literally was like walking into this just like giant hug. Everyone was having so much fun. Everybody just had all these smiles on their faces. I saw people like making new friends like all night. It was really cool. It really embodied, what we are trying to do, of just like, if you're going to go to a Dollfest event, oh my gosh, like the music festival itself, or like a Dollfest Presents event, that you're just going to be able to walk in and just like have a good time and have fun and be safe. We also have our first comedy show of an all-femme lineup on February 20th in San Francisco.
Nice. You talked about kind of the feel of the scene for the event. Tell me about the feedback you've gotten from people who have attended and how they feel about what you're doing and the support they're giving you just because you're putting this out there.
Nothing but love, honestly. Everyone's super excited about it. There was a guy who was on our Instagram who literally messaged the other day saying like his countdown of how many days till Dollfest, which is just, it's super incredible. I went to Fest in Florida earlier this year in October, and I was passing out handbills to give to people just to, try to get the word out, even see if like maybe someone wants to come to it. I was speaking to people from like Illinois, Florida, Indiana, Wisconsin, and every person I spoke to said, I've heard of this, and that they thought it was super cool that was happening. So it's been nothing but positive, and for the attendees, from what I know, unless Freya knows something different.
It seemed like great positive feedback. All the people that I know that attended last year, that I talked to since then at least, have been like overjoyed and excited for it to come back next year or everything like that. So this next festival, I think we're going big. Like not necessarily bigger, I guess. I think it's going to be an even better experience this year. I think we learned a lot last year and then or this last year, and then kind of have been really working towards like solidifying that experience and what that means. So
yeah, and we did have like not really negative feedback about the event itself, but just like a couple little logistics things, and we took all that to account, and changed certain things. Like it's cheaper this year, it's at a different location, that's a lot easier, that's more accessible. It ends earlier, so we can all be in bed by 11, which I love.
I'm not going to be in bed by 11. It still takes me an hour to get home. So.
I mean. You know what I mean? It's not like our last artist goes on at 9:30 p.m. So
no, now you can catch Bart. It's very good for that.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not like punk rock bowling where you're a club show till 4 a.m. So I for one appreciate that as well.
I mean, as much as I would love that, I don't think I could. My wife and I have joked about. Since we're going to Vietnam here shortly, we're talking about just staying up for 72 hours because we saw this. It's like Subway Takes, which is like a TikTok thing, and they were talking to some guy in Berlin about doing 72-hour parties, and I like just like going out in Berlin for 72 hours, and I was like, we joke about this all the time, and I was like, that would be cool. I think we would both die at the end of it, but it's something that I think a younger me would aspire to do once again. So
I'd probably get a cease and desist from my liver if I ever tried to do that. For sure. Or at least some part of my body that was definitely up probably 36 to 42 hours too late on that whole thing.
Yeah, I think the most I've ever stayed up was whenever I go to Rebellion and I have to stay up for, like 30 to 32 hours, because then you wake up and then you're just on the time zone and you're like good to go and don't take a nap in between that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've done 36, I think, is my longest, and that was brutal. So
yeah, I'm not. You know what? You come back, we'll talk again. You tell me how that 72-hour thing went for you. I wish you all the best with that.
Okay, cool.
So let's talk about the 2026 events. It's currently, the early in the year. And you've got one coming up in March, right?
Is that the first both of them are in March.
Both of them in March, right? So I thought, why am I thinking there's something later in the year? Maybe because I'm like, what could we do later in the year, because there's no punk rock bowling this year. But so let's talk about festivals. Tell everybody about some of the artists you have and why you're excited that they're performing, and what do you feel they're going to bring to the Doll Fest vibe?
All of them, and they're all amazing. Don't make me pick. Freya, you go first.
I can pick. I mean, I can talk about quite a bit of them since I know a few. At least I know personally a few of them. But I'm super excited for Wheelchair Sports Camp to play this year. They're also going to have. So my other job. Well, I also run Alternative Tentacles Records and do a few other things currently. And Wheelchair Sports Camp is on AT, and we're putting out their album next year, so it's going to coincide with that, which will be awesome. But yeah, I'm super excited for them to be on this festival. Kaylin and Greg are both amazing people, and they're
so sweet.
They're a hip hop like kind of really punky group. They've kind of like really evolved their sound, I guess, since joining AT. It's really cool to see both of them kind of just embracing, I think, the punk ethos and the hip hop ethos a lot. They do a lot of disabled advocacy and other things like that too. Since Kaylin is wheelchair, or not always wheelchair bound, I think, if I remember right, but she is in a wheelchair a lot. So that's part of the reason Wheelchair Sports Camp, the name of the band, came out. But it's been really cool to see them. I'm also excited about Damage playing, who's a trans hip hop. All the people I'm picking right now are hip hop, I guess, which is cool to see us expanding to that. I've also enjoyed.
So excited for Damage.
But Damage, I've known like tangentially from afar, also being another trans woman in music, and it's been kind of a fun experience to watch and see like her content blow up and become really big. And I'm excited to see. I haven't got to actually see her perform. She's come to Oakland a few times, and I've just been busy every time. And so I'm excited that this is an event that I can't miss. So
yeah,
you're slightly obligated. You're slightly obligated.
Yeah. I think Maria would kill me if I did not show up. Besides the
Okay, that's not a good look for this community. I'm just going to tell you right now, that's not the headline you're looking for.
I think if it were like voluntarily, I didn't show up for like some other reason or like something else. Like if it were like health reasons or something, that would be a different story.
Like you can be COVID positive and like dying. Those are the only reasons I would accept.
Yeah. I think those are the only reasons I would accept too, though. It's kind of
like, it goes both ways.
Yeah, I was gonna say like it's yeah, I also enjoy the event, so it's a crazy 48 some hours.
I think last year I only slept maybe like 6, maybe 8 hours in those 3 days. I was hurting by
that was
Sunday.
3 days. Yeah, it's 3 days.
I was hurting by Sunday.
No, Sunday, I definitely like crashed for 2 days after that, I think. It was a nice like
I had to return the rentals the next morning. So I did not.
I was so glad you did that. I was glad that I didn't have to do anything after that. I was like, it was also my birthday weekend, so it was kind of nice. It was like, I know. It's my favorite way to kind of spend my birthday is to throw a festival, actually.
Yep. That was the only reason we did it. Was Freya's giant birthday party. I had Tsunami Bomb sing her happy birthday.
It was really cool. My friend, so Dominic also works at AT, but I've been friends with him for years. And so he's in Tsunami Bomb. He's the bassist. And so it was a shock to me because I think Maria or somebody said something at some point or copied me on something randomly, and I totally missed it. Like I totally like. So
it was the three of us emailing about something, and I remember he like replied to both of us saying it, and then I saying something about wishing happy birthday, or like, the band is all on board for, singing her happy birthday, and I email him back and I'm like, you just ruined it, and he's like, no, I think it's fine. She gets a lot of emails and we're both ADHD. There's a good chance that she'll probably forget it, and thankfully she did.
I don't even remember seeing the email. Like I think my email, especially even for Dollfest, was like going crazy along the lines of even just my other stuff that was getting in my inbox. So it was one of those things.
Yeah, go on.
Oh, I was gonna say that's just one of those things that is like, okay, cool. It completely passed by me, but also that those days leading up to it, it was like, I wouldn't even have known.
I think we were weeks out or a month out before it by that point. So I don't think there was.
Forget.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, who else are you looking forward to performing? I will tell you. Just to give you a moment to think about it. What I'm hoping, knock on wood, is I get a chance to have Alice Bag here on the hang, because Alice Bag, unbeknownst to Alice Bag, has been mentioned probably almost as many times as the Double Down Saloon in Las Vegas.
Oh wow!
On this podcast, yeah. Well, for some reason we have you've been to the Double Down?
I have, yes, I have been. I have spent many a times in Vegas and a handful of times over there.
we spend way too much time talking about ass juice on this podcast, to be perfectly honest.
No, all right, no ass juice talk.
And I just had PMOS on, so we actually now know the origin story of ass juice. But next to the Double Down and ass juice, probably Alice Bag, because Sharif Dumani has been on almost 3 times. Sharif has played with Alice. I believe Sharif is playing with Alice, and Sharif has his own bands and stuff. So Alice Bag is brought up probably a half a dozen times on this podcast. So we have to make sure that Alice Bag is on the hang. What other artists are you?
She wanted to because I asked her. So
awesome. All right, we're gonna make that happen. Who else are you looking forward to? And why don't we start? Let's give some people some information about the festivals, right? Let's talk about that, because I mean, part of the reason to be here is so that they can go out and, I don't know, buy a ticket. So we got to give them some information. We got to give them some details. So let's talk about some more artists, but also, start filling in some gaps so that people know what to expect and how they can find a ticket. Besides just the links below.
Heck yeah. You can simply go to dollfest.net. That has all the tickets on there. Our pre-fest is a separate ticket over at the Ivy Room. It is 21 up and only, but Saturday and Sunday over at Oak Stop is all ages. So we love that for both things. It starts at the the pre-fest starts at 7 p.m. The event itself, doors are at 1, music goes on at 2. You are done around 10:30. We have 10 artists per day, excluding the pre-fest. We have 4 artists that day, so it's a total of 24 bands over 3 days. All femme-fronted, all just badassery. Super excited.
And the dates?
Oh yeah, that's important. March 27th through the 29th of next year of 2026.
And also Mexico City, since you were talking about Alice Bag.
And Mexico City is March 6th and 7th of next year as well. So if you feel like taking a trip to Mexico City and Dollfest, yeah, come hang, because that one's going to be a flippin' party. And yes, Alice Bag was definitely like one of my number one people I wanted to get on that. And I feel very lucky with Mexico City. It kind of all happened with a friend of mine saying, hey, you should try to get that done over there because, you know, they love music and punk rock and, you know, feminism is a big thing in Mexico City, especially with their new like country's leader who's very progressive. I've been to Mexico City before and just absolutely fell in love with it. I did not want to leave. So if you ever find me missing, it's probably because I don't leave Mexico City. No, Dollfest is too important for me to dip. But yeah, no, Alice Bag was definitely a big name that I really wanted on it just because I know that she's in my opinion pretty much the gosh, what's the pioneer for femme-fronted bands to really be taken seriously. And then, you know, because they all say that, you know, she was, you know, kind of too ahead of her time, that unfortunately she did not get as much recognition as she really deserved. And then also her being a woman of color, that is also probably something that really prevented her from getting the popularity that she really deserves, unlike some of these other really, don't get me wrong, very, very excellent Girl Riot bands. But I fully believe that without her, they would not be able to do what they were doing today. So, and she's super nice and super awesome. And I definitely am very excited to see her because I've also never seen her perform before over at Mexico City. So, and going back to hip hop, Mer Advertencia, who is our headliner, who's from Oaxaca, is this incredible powerhouse. And this is all Mexico City, is an absolute powerhouse. I'm so excited. Her recognition really in the States really came from one of her songs was added to the Wakanda Forever soundtrack, or she's like a contributing artist. I don't forget which, but yeah, it's really, really exciting and powerful. And Tati, the owner of Gato Calavera, which is where it's going to be at, who's also the singer of Bloody Benders. When I asked her about this, because she's sort of been like one of my guides through sort of the journey of Mexico City, Adolphus, Mexico City. I asked her about Mara Advertencia as our headliner, and she said, I think that's going to be perfect because then it really rounds out that we have, you know, different types of music playing that day, and people in Mexico City really love variety. So I'm super excited about that. We have a lot of just folks who want to help and have a lot of boots on the ground and out there. So I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything by, you know, being in a separate country, as well as that was one thing I was worried about. You know, is anyone going to be worried that, you know, I'm this, you know, American chick coming in? And they said, no, we just all want to have a good time. You have the same values as we do and the same mission. So that's all good.
Excellent. Now, let me ask you this. Do you need volunteers? Do you need people to help with your festivals?
Yeah, I mean, we could definitely get some more people who want to help do some guerrilla marketing, for both, really. We have sort of a set date in January to do some of that out here in the Bay Area. You can just reach out to the Dollfest Instagram if you want to do it in Mexico City too. I mean, it's the same thing. Just hit us up on Instagram.
And we'll put all that information below as well. So in the description. Also, if you have questions, feel free to throw them into the comments down below. The second festival. You got Bad Cop, Bad Cop. Oh my God, they're amazing. Tell us that. How'd you land them?
I went to their show and I asked them.
You know what? That is proof. I live by this credo. If you don't ASK, you won't GET. Right?
Yeah.
If you don't ask, you won't get. Bravo to you.
I have definitely ostracized and alienated myself a lot from a multitude of like groups because I'm not afraid to go and ask. And if you don't ask, you don't get things done. So it's honestly the reason I make this joke about myself all the time that I have gotten to where I've gotten today because I talk too much, which also includes asking questions.
You'd be surprised by the number of people that just don't ask or think to ask though, or do something. It's surprising, I think, just being like somebody, or just get afraid of asking, and like the worst thing that's going to happen is someone's going to be like, no, or not right now, or I don't have the answer for it, or whatever,
or they don't reply to the email.
And it's like, I don't know, but if you don't ask or put yourself out there, then nothing's going to happen, and then you're in the same spot. So, but
yeah, but I mean, it's interesting. Off on a little tangent. I mean, I do student seminars for career, right, to get the job you want, to get that foot in the door, and the number of people who have anxiety, who are afraid to ask a total stranger for something, is something that's prevalent in our society, right? There are a lot of people who never, for what it's worth, never had to pull over at a gas station and ask for directions because they always had a device in their hand that told them how to get there. And it's kind of a lost art. So you'd be surprised the number of people who do actually struggle to ask, right? And it's, to me, I've never known of anyone who, I've not heard of a single story of anyone who ends up down on the floor with dead because they asked somebody for something, right? It's not going to kill you. Just do it is my philosophy. Nike that shit, right?
Yeah. I think I had to get over a lot of anxiety and a lot of things just in general, and depression and stuff like that. I work through a lot of different things, but no, it's one of those things where I think it took me a long time to get there to where I was comfortable with asking for stuff, but it also, I think, just took me, once I got there though, it was kind of like, oh, okay, well, there isn't any bad consequences to this. I need to keep putting myself out there and doing that. So it's definitely been, I think it was definitely eye-opening, and I've definitely had to advocate, or at least like when I've given advice for people who have asked me like about music stuff and how to get in the industry and things. I've definitely been like, you just kind of have to, you got to put yourself out there and do it. Like if you're not going to put yourself out there and be in a position to get asked, you're not going to be there when someone's thinking they need something, or and I know that's not everybody can do that. I know, like, I mean, myself, I wasn't, like, my mom was a single mom, so she didn't have a ton of money. So like when I wanted to be in music, like it took me a lot to like get through that. But like it's a lot about having your, what do you prioritize and what do you want to do, and like how do you want to make that a thing. So I think that's kind of one of those where go ahead.
And speaking of anxiety and support, I'm super excited that you're going to have Punk Rock Saves Lives at your events.
Oh yeah.
How did that come about?
Again, I asked, and they thought that was amazing.
I love you. You are fantastic. You are fantastic. I love this about you.
You just asked. I emailed them, maybe I Instagram messaged them, I forget, and I told them all about it, and they said, we are there. And we actually got Tina, the director of it, who is like the person who makes all of this happen. I mean, even Rob would tell you, he's like, I'm just the face. She does everything else. And she was there for all 3 days, and it was super fun to like get to know her and hang out and stuff like that. She also has purple hair, so obviously, kindred spirits. And I know that, they're going to be back. They were also at Femmes Are Giving. They will permanently always have a spot with Dollfest, because I think having that is very, very important. We actually have an interview that was posted on our Instagram and Reels a couple months ago that was talking about like true white male allies, and Rob is on there and he has some really excellent things to say. Tina has a separate interview, and that one actually comes out this week, about talking about what the importance of their role and having a presence in the music scene is, because us being like millennials, I think we're like one of the last generations where you're not supposed to talk about your feelings or your mental health or anything like that. But now all of a sudden, like, it's okay. And we're like learning how to open up and talk about things like that, and also reaching out for help. that is one of my toxic traits. I am awful at asking for help. I will just keep taking things on only just because I want them to make sure that they get done, and it's never anything like it needs to look a certain way. It's just like, oh, it's okay. I'll just make sure it gets done. Thank you. And they give you that ability to say, no, I need help. Now, obviously my example is not very mental health based, but there is that too. I have definitely struggled with that, especially in the last couple of years. Thanks, COVID. And just thank you, other things in my life. But I love having them there because they also give out things that people need, like tampons and band-aids and earplugs, and they just anything. Oh, and a place to charge your phone. Typically, I don't know if they're going to have that with us, but they're kind of like someone that it's like Mary Poppins, but they're the purse, I guess, or they're the handbag.
You know what? We need to make maybe we need to make a meme with Tina as Mary Poppins.
Oh my gosh, that'd be
perfect.
She
is. They are both delightful people. I've known Rob the better part of probably 15 years now. When he was at Love, Hope, Strength, I was heavily involved with a lot of the drives here in North Texas, and one weekend I went to Massachusetts for a Kenny Chesney concert festival for 2 days and we swabbed a ton of people. Been fortunate enough to have known Mike Peters and Jules, and had some amazing experience with them. So yeah, everything that we can do. We've had Rob on here before, and we did a fundraiser with them at a punk rock bowling this past year. So yeah, no, you're very fortunate to have a relationship with them. So I'm excited that they'll be there as well.
Yeah, they're great.
I'm wondering, because I love putting good things out in the universe. All right. So I didn't set this up. We typically do this with musicians and who they would love to work with, as far as if they could get in a studio for a day and be creative. What I'm going to ask the two of you, okay, do you have for 2027, do you each have a dream artist to be at Dollfest that has not yet either been considered or couldn't make it? Who would your dream artist be for Dollfest 2027?
The last time we were asked this question, I think I was only allowed to give 4, and I think I gave 7. I have to think.
All right, Maria. That. Okay, you know what? I usually stick it to 1, but I like you. Maria. We're kindred spirits. Riff it off. Let me have them, and let's get them out in the universe and see what happens. And here I was thought I'm the first person to ask you this question, but who would they be?
Okay, so here's the thing: is that I have a very interesting position in this. Is that I'm talent buyer, and I am someone. If you want to play Dollfest, I want you to play. I don't know when. It's never an if. It's just going to be like a when. Oh my gosh. That is so tough because I love Bratmobile. Allison is a friend, and I know that is definitely like one band I'd love to aspire to. Bringing in more hip hop. Krayshawn, what a freaking queen, and her being from Oakland just is so awesome. When it comes to bands that I really like, Sincere Engineer would definitely be a top one, because I definitely love that like indie, emo, punk, whatever that is. So yeah.
Dang, I was trying to look back through our message. We messaged way too much. I was trying to remember who I last sent you.
No, we're two business partners and we like each other. Bummer.
I know, it's terrible. I was trying to look back and remember when I sent you. I forget who it was too. I was like trying to remember who it is. Vile was one of my last year. I think it was that Vile, I wanted to be on.
We got Vile.
No, there's another one, but Vile we got for this year. I thought there was one for next year that I was like, oh, this would be great, and I can't remember who it was.
Oh, now. Lambrini Girls.
Oh, Lambrini Girls. Yes, them. My dream.
I'm working on it, I promise.
Well, I've got a couple. I look, if
Tell us.
Kate Clover, have you seen Kate Clover perform?
Never seen her, but I've heard of her, and I hear and I've seen videos. She puts on a great show.
She's absolutely incredible, and she's got the biggest heart, and that would be super cool to see. Who else was I just thinking about? The Last Gang.
Yeah.
Femme-Fronted. The Last Gang. Great group of people. Who else? Now I put myself on the spot. This is harder than it looks.
I know.
All right.
Also, the Velveteers were one of mine. Eventually, I would love to see on there.
The Velveteers would definitely be a really good one. Yeah.
Well, I'm super excited for working with you. We are thrilled to be bringing the artists, as many as we can, on here on the Hang to talk about their art, talk about their history, what brought them into music, talk about their upcoming performances at the festival and what they're doing in 26 as well. For all of you who have been hanging with us, go to the links below, buy your tickets. If you're not in the Oakland area, book a flight, make it your trip this year. What is your excuse? If you want to go in the middle of winter down to Mexico, go to Mexico. Go out to Oakland. Unfortunately, sadly, there's no punk rock bowling, so you've got some dollars to spend if you were gonna make that pilgrimage. And Vegas is so expensive now. You may just get a better deal going to Oakland. So buy your tickets, drop some comments below, go and be part of this community. I'm hoping to be there. I'm hoping to get from Dallas out there. I'm knock on wood, we'll be there.
I hear they have a direct flight.
There are direct
flights to Oakland.
There are direct flights. It's directly from my pocket and what I can afford to do. So we'll see what happens.
At my place if you want. I got an extra room if you need it. So.
But you're an hour away.
But you have a drive. She'll drive you.
Yeah, you can just ride up with me. It'll be fine. You just have to stay there for 12, 16 hours or so, however long I'm there. So.
You know what? If we're there with cameras, we'll do it. So this has been great. Everybody, please, you know what? This community needs the support. I love the fact that they've identified a community within a genre and a space that needs our support more now than ever. We have none of us get anywhere in life without the others, and we need to be there for one another whenever we can. I can't imagine a world without supporting those who want to strive and succeed as the human being that they truly find themselves being. So I thank you both of you for doing something like this, just putting together a festival that has so many aspects of inclusion. I think that's great, and I'm thrilled you guys are doing it. So
the Dollfest family is always taking applications as long as you're not an asshole.
Yeah.
You know what? I like that philosophy. Anybody but an asshole. No need to be an asshole. What we want you to do, though, is we want you to buy tickets. We want you to go to the festival. We want you to support in any way you can. So please, again, links below. Show them some love. Show the community some love. Support festivals like this because we need them. We need them. And in the meantime, please come back. We are going to cover as many of these artists as we can before the festival. Have them here on the Hang. You can hang with them. And if you want, suggestions below, questions below, we'll take care of all of it. It's all a free for all. We take your input and your suggestions. But thank you so much, the two of you, for joining me. And everyone else, please do us all a favor because I think they'll agree. Show each other some kindness, love, compassion, and care every day. We can all use some. And that's what you're going to get at Dollfest. So get your ass out there. All right, ladies, it's been great. Thank you so much
for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Be good to one another. We'll see you soon.